Good morning. Welcome back, Bizaril. Bizahil? Not sure how we're saying your name. So, excuse me while I do my nails, but we are here to do some live coaching today, as always, and working on our emotional intelligence. So I just posted a video over on my Instagram talking about how emotional intelligence can help us when it feels like our whole lives are falling apart. So on Tuesdays, I do answer some personal questions if you guys have personal questions to ask me. But I want to tell you a little bit about my story and about how I ended up in Brazil and about how emotional intelligence played a part in the journey. So my family and I met my husband in Australia. We were both living in Australia. I had been there for, I think, 8 years at the time. He'd been there for almost 2 years. And we fell in love, we got engaged, we got pregnant, and we had our first daughter on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve 2019, so right before lockdown. So neither of my mum came out to meet her when she was about 4 or 5 weeks old. And then my mum flew home and then lockdown started. All the airports shut. So we were in Australia. Australia had very strict rules for lockdown when it came to leaving the country. You could not leave the country under any circumstances. The airports were closed for business for 2 years. During that 2 years, my husband, he was able to work a little bit, but not much because he was working in the hospitality industry. I was obviously on maternity leave with my daughter, and then we got pregnant again with my son. So it had been a very difficult time for us. We weren't able to earn much money just because of lockdown. I know so many other people were affected by this as well. And we couldn't leave. We couldn't go see our families. Our family, so my husband's family was in Brazil, my family was in the UK, and they were so desperate to meet the kids. They were following us on Instagram, they were doing video calls, they were watching our kids grow up without ever having met them. And it was really, really hard seeing this. Although we lived in Australia, we had no desire to keep our kids away from their families. So we decided as soon as the airports opened again that we would leave Australia. We started selling all of our stuff. We didn't want to take much stuff with us, so we started selling all of our stuff. I quit my job. Well, I was on maternity leave anyway, but I quit my job. I was on maternity leave. My husband quit his job, and our plan was to go to Brazil for a couple of months so that the kids could meet the Brazilian side of the family. For a couple of months so that the kids could meet the Brazilian side of the family, and then we would fly on to the UK. So the visa should have taken 2 weeks. That's what the website said, 2 weeks to decide the visa. So we shipped all of our remaining stuff, all of our memory stuff, extra clothes, back to the UK. We shipped the dogs back to the UK, and we left. I'm going to stop telling my story for a minute because I can see that somebody's answered a question, so I will answer your question first. I can't feel accepted in any social group. Hello, Madeira. Oh, welcome back. You've been here before. So thank you for your question. Why do you not feel accepted in any social group? Hello, Pedro. It's going great, thank you. Tell me about why you don't feel accepted in any social group. So we did speak a little bit yesterday about social anxiety. So that is going to be relevant to today's to this subject. I'm going to do some bright colours today. Let's do these colours. Um, Hi Jason, welcome. Hello on the bridal, I saw you slip in as well. Hi from Brazil, Pedro. I'm in Goiás. Because I don't have what it takes. Oh, I don't have what it takes to be among them. Wow. Okay, Madero. Why are you telling yourself this? Bizarrel, I don't know how to teach English. I don't know how to. And it's not really something that fills me with joy either. I just do things that fill me with joy. Today's another cranky Kathy day. All right, Jason, you tell me what's going on with you. And while we're waiting for your chat, we're going to get back to Madero. I don't have what it takes to be among them. Okay, so you are telling yourself, Madero, that you are not worthy of the company of these people. You are not worthy. So, okay, well, this is an entirely different subject. So I'm gonna answer the first question first. So you're telling yourself that you are not worthy of the company of these people in this social setting, right? You feel like you are below them somehow, whether it's due to status, income, looks, race, I don't know. But for some reason, you're telling yourself that you are beneath these people, and that's why you don't fit in with them. So the problem that you have is a self-worth problem. Okay? You do not believe that you are worthy of these people's time. Why do you feel that way? As always, when looking at a problem in your life, there are two ways of approaching it. You can either try and figure out where in your life it went wrong, and by bringing awareness to it, decide to let it go, or you can just skip straight to letting it go. So if you take a look back in your life, when did you first feel like you were not worthy, Madero? What happened to make you feel like you were not worthy? Perhaps it was something that happened with your parents. Perhaps one of your parents left when you were young and you felt like you were not worthy of their love. Perhaps it was something that a teacher said to you. They said you're stupid, you'll never amount to anything, and so you felt not worthy. Perhaps it was a friend. Perhaps you had a friend that you used to be really close with, and all of a sudden they decided to start hanging out with somebody else, and they said, I don't want to hang out with you anymore, you're not cool. And ever since then you felt like you were not worthy. Something will have happened to you in your childhood, usually like your young childhood, like usually below the age of 8. Something will have happened to you that made you feel like you were not worthy, that made you feel like you are beneath a certain type of person. And so now through your whole life, you are judging yourself against people based on this belief that you're not worthy. And so when you want to enter a social situation or enter a social group, you're already there telling yourself that you're not worthy, that you shouldn't be there because you're not good enough for whatever reason. This reason is not true, okay? Whatever the reason is, it's not true. You've created it. You've created this story from something that happened in your childhood, from something that somebody told you once. Okay, here, because I'm skinny and everyone treats me like I'm smaller than them because you're skinny. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you're telling yourself a story about not being accepted because you're skinny. That's interesting. Why do you think people would judge you on your thinness or fatness? Where's that story come from? So this is what I talk about when we're dealing with opinions of other people. We never really truly know what other people are thinking about us. We judge ourselves and we judge them based on our own past experiences. So at some point, somebody's told you that you're skinny, or you've created this story that you're skinny and that you're less than because of this. And so now when you look at other people, you project that out onto other people. you project out onto them that they're judging you because you're skinny. They're not. They're not. You're judging them for thinking that you're skinny, and you don't even know what they're thinking. So I know my husband had a similar problem to this. My husband is really tall, he's 6'4", and he used to be really, really skinny. And he's told me lots of things about when he was growing up, about how he would never wear shorts, he would always wear trousers because he didn't want people to see his legs. Like all kinds of things, because he thought that he was skinny and that people were always judging him as being skinny. Nobody was looking at him. Nobody was judging him. He was just making his own life miserable, being too hot all the time, having to wear trousers, because he thought they were looking at him and judging him. They weren't. They weren't. It was in his head. And like I talked about yesterday, it doesn't really even matter if they are or not. It doesn't matter. All that matters is how you feel in your head, because you can tell yourself that they're judging you because you're skinny, or you can tell yourself that they're not judging you. Right? You can tell yourself either one. Tell yourself the one that makes you feel good. So in your past, something happened that made you feel like you are skinny and that you are being judged for that. Okay? Whatever happened. Now you need to choose to let go of that story. Now you need to choose not to associate with that story anymore. So first, change your language, right? Okay, here we go. This all started during the pandemic. The pandemic changed me completely. Oh my gosh, it changed everybody completely. Didn't it? Eesh. Yeah, it really messed with us. Okay, so before the pandemic, you didn't have this problem then. The pandemic created this problem, or you created this problem during the pandemic. So you can see exactly when it started. And before that, you were fine, right? Before that, you were fine in social situations. Now, the pandemic really screwed with us, like I started to talk about before. The pandemic really did change everything. It changed our opinions, it changed our livelihoods, it changed what we do with our days, how we spend our time, how we relate to people. And especially people that, like I feel the worst for people that were at uni during the pandemic. That must have been terrible. Yeah, because I can't go anywhere. Yeah, because nobody could go anywhere, right? People got depressed. It was a really difficult time. But what you need to recognize is that you used to think a certain way before the pandemic. So you know it's possible to think in that way. Whatever it was, like not being nervous in social situations, right? You have been that way. You have experienced life as a person who is not awkward in social situations. So you know it's possible for you. What you need to do now is decide to be that way again. And it is like, I don't want to undermine the problem, but it is as simple as making a decision not to identify with that anymore. So when I talk about changing your language, your language at the moment is to call yourself skinny, right? To say, I'm skinny. I'm not accepted in social groups because I'm skinny. People judge me because I'm skinny. That's what you're constantly telling yourself at the moment. So that is what your brain is going to accept as truth. And it's going to go out and look for all the reasons that you're right. Your brain is going to show you like things on TikTok and things on Instagram that prove that you are skinny and that people don't accept that about you. Now, if you change your language, it's like a brain hack to make your brain kind of be on your side again. So if you change your language to, I am how I am, and I'm happy with how I am, then your brain is going to go out and look for all the ways that you're right about that. And so instead of seeing things on Instagram and TikTok that make you feel like you're skinny, instead of seeing like muscly people all the time or built people and making you feel like that's normal, you're going to start seeing it differently. You're going to start seeing people that look like you. You're going to start seeing other skinny people that are fine with being skinny. Or you're going to start seeing people that you see as normal size and realize they're the same size as you and you were never skinny to start with. Like it's all in your mind. So the first thing that you need to do is change your language, because by changing your language, you're instructing your brain to look for evidence of something else. To look for evidence that being skinny isn't a problem, or the size you are isn't a problem. Right? Now this is in the mind. With something like being skinny, there's another option. You can work out and get bigger. Like if you really can't train your mind to accept that being skinny is okay, get bigger. Babe, can I borrow you for a sec?
What?
I want to show them you. There's somebody asking about how being skinny. Okay, so I told you, right, that my husband was really skinny when he was a teenager, right? Really, really skinny. He didn't go out. He didn't want people to see his legs. Okay, this is him now. This is him now, okay? He's training to be a bodybuilder. So if you really hate being skinny and you can't get it right in your mind, change it. Don't be skinny anymore.
Anyone can change.
Anyone can change, he's saying. I can't go out and socialise with people anymore. Okay, did he use hormones? Initially, no. He was natural until about 9 months ago. So he got really big without hormones. He has started using hormones now because he wants to compete. But he's 96 kilos now. He got to like 92, 94 without hormones. Right, and Madeira, this is a perfect example of where using language can help start the change. You're saying, I can't go out and socialise with people anymore. I can only stay locked up at home. Is that true, Madeira? Can you go out and socialise? Like, is your door locked where you don't have a key and you can't go out? No. How do you do your grocery shopping? How do you go to work or school or go to see your family? You leave. You're saying you can only stay in your apartment. That's not true. This is a limitation that you've put on yourself. This is a thought prison. I made a video the other day about thought prisons, about how we create prisons for ourselves out of our thoughts, and we keep ourselves locked in them. So you're in thought prison. You have a thought telling you, I can't go out. I can only stay in my apartment. That is a thought, nothing more. It's not a rule. It's not a law. It's not a real limitation. It's only in your mind. You can go out. You're just telling yourself that you can't. But he was thin. What did he do to change that? He worked out, Madeira. And he started during lockdown. So the gyms were all shut. He started out at home. We bought a gym station. First we just had one. And then he got a bench. Then we got another gym station. And it was winter. And so every day he would be out in the garden, in the dark, in the cold, lifting weights. And he did that for a couple of years. Until he started getting bigger. We were actually looking at old pictures of him the other day, when he was really, 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 really skinny, because he got gastritis when he and I first met. So he lost, he was kind of normal size when we first met, and then he was sick for 6 months, and he got so skinny, ill looking skinny. And then the gym's shut. But he was determined to do something about it, so he just worked out at home using whatever we had. His tattoo is Sanskrit. It means family, friends, freedom. I think I can't go out and live anymore because I'm not like the people on TikTok and Instagram. Oh, Madeira, don't fall into that trap. The people that are on TikTok and Instagram are only one certain type of person. I know that it seems like we're all different, but we're not. We're the type of person that likes to create content. We're the type of person that likes to video themselves. We're the type of person that likes cameras. We're the type of person that likes talking to people through this media, right? This is the only type of person that's on TikTok and Instagram. You don't see the, like, okay, maybe there's the odd like introvert on here that's like, oh, I hate TikTok, but here I am doing it anyway. Great, they're pushing themselves out of their comfort zone. But TikTok only shows you one type of person. It's the type of person that likes TikTok. Instagram only has one type of person. It's the type of person that likes Instagram. And Instagram's the worst because on Instagram people are only posting pictures of themselves looking absolutely perfect. Like, at least on TikTok, I feel like there's more kind of just natural people that just show up how they are every day, like I am right now with my huge spot on my chin. Whereas Instagram, it's all like filters and picture perfect. Like, this is just one type of person. You're not that type of person, and that's okay. That's okay. We need all types of people in the world. Like my husband over there, he's not shy, right? He used to be skinny and now he's big and he has loads of muscles and people look at him wherever he goes. He still doesn't like making videos because I'm always asking him to make videos for me, and he still feels really uncomfortable about it. You only see one type of person on TikTok, and you don't need to be that type of person. And so you don't need to restrict yourself from living life by telling yourself that you're not that type of person and only that type of person deserves to live a life. Like, that's crazy. Jason, exactly. Words of wisdom. Comparison is the thief of joy. You're not like other people, and you're not supposed to be like other people. Imagine if all the people were just like all the other people. Like, think about all of the successful people in the world, right? Who do you consider to be successful? Whoever that may be. Jeff Bezos or Anderson Silva. I don't know. Elon Musk. Well, Elon Musk is getting in a bit of trouble at the moment, but yeah, sure. Elon Musk, right? Whoever you think to be successful, are they like everybody else? Those successful people, are they like everybody else? Hell no. They are so different. They are so different from everybody else. And that's exactly why they've been able to become successful. If you want to be like everybody else, you're going to be stuck doing the same thing everybody else does. Living the same life everybody else does. Why would you want that? It's good to be different. It's good to show your difference. And like, building your emotional intelligence, working on your emotional intelligence will help you embrace your differences and appreciate your differences and not worry about what other people think. That's the main part of it. Not having to worry about what other people think. Jason, I can't be how I was in the past anymore. Because you're skinny, you need to, like, Madeira, you have literally created a thought prison for yourself. You have created a prison made of thoughts. All of these, I can't do this and I can't do that. I used to do it, but now I can't. Like, whatever happened, like whether you got skinny, whether you got some illness, whether you lost all your money, whether everybody you know died, like whatever happened to you, you can still have a life afterwards. You can. It doesn't matter what happened to you. Every single possibility of all the bad things that could possibly happen to anyone at any time have been gone through before. Somebody has gone through that before and been fine. Why is your front door locked? That you can't. Yeah, exactly. Jason, I love how you are like wingmanning me on my live streams now. Exactly. Why, like, is your front door locked? Why can't you go out? The only reason you can't go out is because you're telling yourself you can't. Stop telling yourself that you can't. You can. Maybe it's different now. That might be true. Lots of things are different now. But it doesn't mean you can't. You got to find new things to enjoy about it. New ways of enjoying the way the world is now. Because we're not going back to how it was before. Never again. Which is sad, but it is what it is. Alrighty, we got the colours on. Because the people who were in my social circle are like the people on Instagram and TikTok. Alright, so get a new social circle. Firstly, stop telling yourself that you are beneath your old social circle. You're not beneath them. You're different to them. And why do people come into groups in the first place? What is the point of having groups of people? It's because we're all different. We can all learn from each other. We can all be better because of the things that we're taught by the other people. Right? Groups work because each person in them is different. Imagine if you had a problem, right? And a group of people is trying to solve the problem, and the group of people all think in the exact same way and all have the exact same skills. They're not going to solve the problem. If you have a group of different people with different skills and different opinions, then you're going to solve the problem much quicker. Jason, West Brom. But anyway, aside from the fact you're not beneath them, you can find a new social circle. Like, that's going to happen a lot in your life. I don't know how old you are, but over time, you are often going to have to find new social circles. People move away, people have kids and stop socializing, people change and get interested in different stuff. For me, for example, I am always moving countries, so I'm always having to make new friends and find new social circles. Actually, somebody just yesterday was asking me was it yesterday or the day before? Was asking me how to make friends. No, it was Sunday. It was on the group coaching call. Somebody had just moved to Florida and they were like, I don't know how to make friends. Like, as an adult, how do I make friends? You're always going to be needing new social circles. So it's a good skill to learn how to make friends. Hey, Anthony. Just doing my nails here. Yeah. And another thing to bear in mind is that things change. The world changes, people change, circumstances change. Like, for example, if you had met me a month ago, if you had joined my live a month ago, I would have been talking about my money problems, probably, complaining. Not complaining, because I don't do that. And now my circumstances are so different. Now I can just like buy whatever I want. And people change too. Before the pandemic, was there even TikTok before the pandemic? It used to be Musical.ly, didn't it? TikTok didn't exist before the pandemic. It was Musical.ly. Or maybe it started like right before. And so, yeah, like the pandemic brought with it TikTok, which changed a lot of stuff in itself. Like all of those small business owners that used to do everything on Instagram, they all of a sudden had to learn TikTok. stuff changes. It was around 2019. Yeah, 2019, that makes sense. That was right before the pandemic. Everything is constantly changing, and you got to keep up. You got to keep up or you get left out. So stop telling yourself nonsense about not being able to do stuff because things have changed. That is my advice. I am going to go back and read your original question, Jason. I just got 2 more nails to do. This top coat is getting real thick and chunky. I've got an idea for you, Madero. Why don't you go and make a new social circle at the gym? Go join a gym. And if you're not already a member of one, if you're already a member, go to the gym and go find some people there. Either some people that are big already and you can ask them for help, or some people that are skinny and say, do you want to be accountability buddies? Do you want to work out together? And go get big. That's a good idea, right? Are you that gringo who lives in Brazil? Yes, I am, Arthur. Yes, I sure am. My cousin is 22 years old and her father gave her a car. Bro, she's beautiful. She has a body. Lucky her. What's that got to do with you? You love my content. Awesome. I love that you love my content. I love finding things about Brazil that are different to the UK. It's crazy how different it is here. I always wished my parents would have given me a car. They did not. I didn't learn to drive until I was 22. But you know what good all that wishing did me? Absolutely none. Jason, I'm trying to find your question from ages ago. Oh, okay. You're just cranky because you're cranky. All right. Well, choose not to be then. That's my advice. I'm from Sheffield originally, and then I lived in Birmingham, and then I lived in London, and I went to uni in Loughborough. Edinburgh is beautiful. How do you not be cranky? Well, I find that first you have to get it out of your system, right? Like, you have to kind of wallow in it a bit. Like, allow the feelings to come up, sit in them, be cranky for a bit. Like, allow yourself to have that time to feel those feelings, and then decide to stop. So go do something that you enjoy. Go do something that makes you feel good. Go, like, give $1 to a homeless person, or help an old lady cross the street. Like, go do something nice for somebody, because that gives you good feelings. Right? So what I do is come on here. I can sometimes be really cranky in the morning, in a bad mood because my kids were annoying or whatever. And then I come on here, and as soon as I'm able to like help somebody, I feel instantly better. Like, it's like magic. So I don't know how you can help somebody, but there are always people around that need helping. Go help somebody. Help somebody study, help somebody reach something on a high shelf, whatever it is. Just go help somebody. It makes you feel good instantly. It's great. She doesn't need to work. She goes to medical school. I wasn't made to be a worker. Neither was I, Madero. I was not made to be a worker either. Some of us aren't. I am a projector according to human design. Like, according to human design, there are 4 types of person. So generators, they're the ones that should be doing the work, and manifesting generators as well. And then manifestors, they just like bring stuff into their experience, and projectors, like me, we tell people what to do. we organize stuff. So yeah, like not everybody is made to work. Not everybody is made to be a worker bee, and that's okay. That's okay. Have you ever tried Cuban rice? It's a Brazilian recipe with rice, grounded beef, fried bananas, mozzarella, and presunto. Ooh. I might have done, because I feel like it's one of the things that they have at the all-you-can-eat, like churrascarias. Like, it sounds really familiar. I didn't know it was called that, but I think I have, yes. Help to Brazil. Andre, are you talking about the in Rio Grande do Sul? Maria, thank you so much. Madero, why are you comparing yourself to your cousin? Your hot-bodied, free car, medicinal school cousin? And yeah, I totally get your point. I'm more of a maker. My boyfriend is a thinker. Yeah, like we all have a part to play. This is what we were talking about earlier, about how if a group comes together and everybody has the same skills and the same mindset, they're never going to get anything done ever. Groups need to have different types of people in them, even couples, right, Arthur? Even couples need to have different types of people in them. If you're both the same, you're going to be butting heads all the time. Couples need to have like one doer and one thinker, generally speaking. And that's how they're going to get along best in the world. So like I'm like the one that's always going. Like I'm always thinking, but I'm always doing, right? And my husband's the one that has to tell me, like, just chill sometimes, like just take a break. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Take a break, relax, chill, right? Because otherwise I would just be like going all the time. And the other way around as well. Like I have to tell him sometimes, go, do something, right? We balance each other out. That's what you need in groups. You need different types of people doing different things. And this is the really cool thing about society. So society has actually been designed to function in this way. And it doesn't work because people don't do the things that they're meant to be doing, right? We get trained by schools, by teachers, by parents that we need to go out, get a job, work for somebody else, be a little worker bee, right? And then it's just those people at the top that are leading the companies, doing the things, right? That's not how it should work. Every single person has their own special skill. Every single person in the whole world has their own special skills and talents. And this is exactly what I teach, right? Emotional intelligence and following your intuition. If you only follow your own special skills and talents, and if we were to all do that, we would be a society that functions on like the maximum. We would, because every person would be doing something that they enjoy. We could probably do away with money, because people would be doing the thing that they love most in the world. They would be doing what brings them passion and joy, and so they wouldn't necessarily need paying for it. If you can have your needs looked after, then you don't need money if you're doing what you love every day. So I talk about this a lot. I talk about how I coach every day, whether I'm getting paid for it or not, because I love it, because it brings me joy. And me doing this, coaching every single day, because it brings me joy, is helping other people. It's helping you overcome your bullshit, helping you overcome your limitations, so that you in turn can go out and do the thing that brings you passion and joy, right? And then we don't have any more cranky Cathys. All we have is people working, doing the thing they love, not caring about money, not doing it for the power, not doing it for the status, but doing it just because they love it, right? Everybody's going to be happy. Imagine how well society could function if everybody just did the thing that they were designed to do, instead of people forcing themselves to do stuff that they don't enjoy, that they don't like, that they're only doing for the money, that they're only doing for the power, that they're only doing for the status. And all of these people unhappy, waking up on Monday morning, like not wanting to go to work, not wanting to face another week. Sorry, I went on a bit of a ramp. Oh my God, what is with my words today? Rant. God, I can't speak. Maduro, because she has a life that I want to have. Arthur, no, I have not seen the Reindeer series. I don't know what that is. I don't really watch TV. Maduro, she has a life that I want to have. Amazing. Okay, so you know what kind of life you want to have. That's great. Now you can go get it. Okay, so, but you said you weren't a worker and she's at medicine school. So if she's going to be a doctor, she's going to be working long hours. She's going to be working a lot. Is that really the kind of life you want to have? I thought you weren't a worker. Because you don't have to work hard to get stuff. So my new role, I am loving. So like I just said, if you'd spoken to me a month ago, I would have been having money problems, right? I had no money. I couldn't pay my bills. I wasn't stressing out about it because I have emotional intelligence. But the fact remains that I had no... Oh, hello. But the fact remains that I had no money and I couldn't pay my bills, right? Whether I was complaining about it or not. I was fine with it. However, having money is better than not having money. So I kept coaching. I kept doing what I know how to do. I kept doing the thing that brings me passion and joy. And an opportunity fell into my lap about 2 weeks ago as a data analyst. And I've started that role last week. And I will be getting today my first payment for my first week. And it is about 3 times what I used to make at the cleaning company. So when I was working at the cleaning company, it was not in alignment. I was having to work at night. That was lots of anxiety. I didn't enjoy it, so I quit. I quit with no plan B. That's why I had money problems, right? Because I quit with no plan B. I didn't like it. I quit it. Then I had nothing. I had no money coming in. And now, because I kept coaching, I kept doing the thing that filled me with passion and joy, and I got this opportunity to be a part-time data analyst. I've been doing like 4 or 5 hours of work on creating spreadsheets, which I love. I love creating spreadsheets. I love doing math. I've been learning about statistics. And so I've been doing maybe about the same hours as I was doing for the cleaning company. But I'm getting paid 3 times more because it's like a school job. But it's something that I enjoy, right? So I'm getting paid 3 times more to do something that I really enjoy than I was getting to do something that I didn't like. And it took guts for me to quit that other thing because I didn't know what would happen afterwards, right? All I knew is that it wasn't right for me. So I quit it. And then I went through a hard time. And I'm glad that I went through that hard time because now I'm able to help other people with their money problems because I had to go through those money problems in order to do that. But now I get to coach, right? Now I get to coach and know that my bills are getting taken care of. Hang on. The government is not helping us as it should. It's a complete disaster. Okay, so you were talking about South Brazil. Yes, please, guys. There's been like years and years worth of rainfall all in one place. No, it wasn't rainfall, was it? It was a river, a dam. It's rain. The dam burst because of rain in the south of Brazil. Make sure I get this right. There are people there that have lost everything. There are people there that have lost their houses, their cars, their family. Lots of people are dying. It's a complete disaster. The cities have just been like submerged in water. So if anyone is able to help, I'm not even sure, Audrey, where people go to help. But if you want to put that in the comments, I'll pin it because they need donations. They need help. Lana Del Rey says that all the time. Find someone who has the life you want to have. Find out what they've done and do the same. Yeah, this is really common in like leadership learnings. I used to read a lot of books about leadership, and this is what they always say. Find somebody that has the life you want and then go do what they were doing to get that life. So you're actually like a step ahead by knowing the kind of life you want. Although I think you do need to think about it a bit because I'm not sure you really want to be a doctor. But find somebody that has what you want and ask them how they got it. Right, I've got to close the live. It's 5 to 12. Sorry, Isaac, you hopped in kind of as I was leaving, and I was talking a lot. I'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget to join my community. The link is in the bio. All of my coaching content is there. You're able to reach out to me directly there to book one-on-one coaching sessions. I host free group coaching sessions every month. The next one will be in about 3.5 weeks because we just had it. If you want to win a spot on the free group coaching session, create an introduction post in the introduce yourself section. I read through those posts and I select 3 people to attend the complimentary group coaching session. Madero, my father doesn't have money like her father. Yeah, that's okay. You're not her. You're not going to have her life. You're going to do your version of her life. So whatever she has that you want, that's what you're going to go after, okay? So she has a car, right? Her father gave her a car. So you want a car. You want a free car, okay? It doesn't have to be your father that gives it to you. Ask your intuition. Maybe there's a competition you can enter with a free car. Maybe there's a job you can get where they give you a car because you need to drive around a lot. Maybe you can get a car on finance. Like, there's a lot of ways of getting cars. You don't necessarily need the money and you don't need your father to give it to you. Ask your intuition. And if you don't know how to do that, join my community. There are videos there that will tell you how to ask your intuition to get the stuff you want. All right, so closing down the live. I will see you guys again tomorrow.